How's it going tonight? Just getting set up here. Got my tea. The world is not the same without tea. Just waiting a second here. See you in anyone else pops in before we start. I know I'm slightly early before my 7 p.m. start time. Sound okay, if not too loud. Yeah, man, this game is gonna turn. Ooh-wee, this game's gonna be 30 years old this year, right? Yeah. Holy moly. Where does the time go? This game it's one of those things that's stuck with me over the years. I played this when I was 10 years old. And I've played a lot of games since then. It's not like this is the one game that we had and I played it to death. I played a lot of games over the course of my life because you got to figure, so this came out in 95 for the Super Nintendo. This was not typical of its time. This was a game that came out, it was made in North America. At the time, most of the games that we got that were good anyways, I'm sure there were more than I realized, came from Japan. For example, the very same year, 95, we got Chrono Trigger. I think it released just a few months before this. I think this was October of 95. We got Chrono Trigger, August, I think. So, you could always make the argument that game eclipsed this one. It also didn't help that this bears the Secret of name, and we had just gotten Secret of Mana I think 2 years before, And, you know, everybody loved that game. That's one that a lot of people my age and older know. I actually had that game as a kid. That was one of those rare presents that we asked for, and our parents actually spent the like $70 or $80 on to get. Those games were not cheap. And we actually had Secret of Mana. So when this came out, of course, when you're a child, you don't know where they come from. They just appear at Blockbuster. We got this game, and, you know, it's very divisive, and I can see why, but, you know, I had the added benefit of I got to experience it as a child, so I looked at it through a much more innocent and uncritical lens. It wasn't like muddied up with all the other stuff. It's kind of like a blind test or a survey, you know. It's like I didn't know that the games I liked came out of Japan. I couldn't really fathom anything outside of my immediate surroundings, let alone the country. You know, and I didn't know that this didn't come from Japan. So, you know, even though you can see the English names there, I don't think it really clicks when you're a child. Yeah, it's back when it was Squaresoft. But anyways, you know, this game has stuck with me. Years ago, it started in here. From the music to, you know, it's much more dark and gritty, even though the dialogue's kind of self-aware and very B-movie-ish. The atmospheres and everything are very, like, look at that. I mean, like, that's pretty dark. Whereas Secret of Mana is a much more colorful game. The soundtrack and everything. This was one of the first games I remember, I'm sure other games did it, that really started to use a lot of ambient sounds, like the sound of wind. You know, it just became part of the soundtrack. Like, sure, you have games like Donkey Kong Country that, you know, when you're inside the caves, they made like the sound of dripping water. Or some of the underwater levels, the water effects became part of the soundtrack. But this, I think, was one of the first standout games that I played that really, it wasn't just background noise like birds or the wind, you know, it became part of the soundtrack, which I always tell people the soundtrack is the air you breathe in a game, you know, it's the atmosphere. Everywhere you go, I think that music makes the game. You can have fantastic graphics, great gameplay, but if your soundtrack's not there, or it's just doesn't match the game, like you're playing, I don't know, Turok and elevator music is playing, it can really take the experience down a couple notches. Whereas you can be playing a game that's wonky and buggy as heck, like a lot of Sonic games, but the soundtrack's banging, you know, and some of those Sonic levels, the soundtrack is top notch. It just takes the game up, you know, it makes you forget about those wrinkles and flaws that the game has. So, yeah, this game originated from the States, I think. I don't know if it was because of the success of Secret of Mana or if Squaresoft was just looking to try other things, but they opened up a gaming division here in the States, and they were like, hey, make some games. And I think it was Brian Fedra, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He's commented on my review of this game, actually. I'll leave a title card somewhere for that, either here or at the end. Please go watch my review. I love this game. If you love it, it's worth a watch. But anyways, I think he was the lead programmer. Yeah, it'll tell us here, I'm pretty sure. And, you know, so they made this game. I guess it was a relatively new and inexperienced crew. Yep, there he is. You know, I think for a first outing, first and only game, because Squaresoft shut things down after this came out, which might very well have happened anyways, even if the game was a success. It's considered by many to be a kind of like a flaw or stain. You know, it has a more cult following these days, but I think it's very impressive for something, you know, for an inexperienced team that made this game from the ground up, because myself included, when I first played this, I thought it was used, or made using the same tools that Secret of Mana had used. We call it like a game engine nowadays. It's kind of like a all-encompassing term. But it wasn't actually. I don't know the reason exactly why. I've kind of heard some jokes like about tax entities or tax reasons. I don't know. But they ended up copying like a lot of the gameplay and the feel of Secret of Mana. Like the item rings, for example, are one of the easiest things to go for. The HUDs at the bottom of the screen that display your characters and your HP. And, you know, you swing and your stamina has to recharge up to 100%. 100%. You know, all that stuff was copied so convincingly that it feels like they lifted it right out of Mana and used it in this game. But so that right there is very impressive. And considering how relatively, I don't want to say bug-free the game is, there are some bugs. Some of them are really bad. It's not bad for a first outing. I mean, this was back in the day where I think Nintendo was pretty brutal about how wrinkle-free your game had to be. Because think about it, you couldn't patch these. If something was wrong, you had to do a recall. And, you know, there are some problems with this one, unfortunately. But, you know, not bad all things considered. Like, for example, there's an alchemy in this game that raises your hit rate. And I don't use it because I think your hit rate can get stuck at, I think it's negative like 255% or something like that. And then you need to keep casting the alchemy just to have a regular hit rate again. So even though it's really helpful, I don't use that alchemy anymore. Okay, after this, yep, okay, so we just finished again. So I'm going to go ahead and get fired up here. Here's the title screen. I'm sure after the team worked really hard on this, you know, we got the bad news. No more of these. This gaming division was going to cease to exist in the States. You know, that had to be pretty brutal. I'm not pretending to know how that felt. I was 10. I'm sure that for a number of years, they kind of looked down on this game. Let me use my actual name. My name is not Brock. But I think Brian has come out and said that over time, he's looked at it more fondly, because it really is something to be proud of. Podunk, USA. Fall 1965. Yeah, it really is something to be proud of. This kind of paved the way. I don't know how many games were being made in the States back then, but it's nothing like it is today. Yeah, we had some games, sure, like a lot of PC games were being made back then, but, you know, if it was a game, and it was good, odds are it came from Japan back then. That was just the norm. Because remember, the States had the gaming crash. It wasn't worldwide, it was the United States. An experiment is about to conclude. So it was Nintendo that kind of came in and ushered the way forward and, you know, revived things here in the United States. And so, but yeah, I mean, I've never forgotten this game. I played Secret of Mana before I played this, and this game has just stuck with me. Like, look at the art. I mean, like, this game is phenomenal. My friends, prepare to be a part of history. I was just talking about history. With a twist of a knob here and a flip of a switch there. Wait a minute, that's not right. Boom. 30 years later. Oh my god. Boy, I was meant to play this. Because yes, I think it's October of this year. This game will be 30 years old. My favorite part was the battle with the slime beast in the toxic swamp. You could hardly tell that it was really a bunch of old tires and a garden hose. Where are you going, buddy? That's not the way home. Keep your dogs on a leash, guys. Wait for me! Boy, this place has gone to rot. Now, where did he go? The door is open. I better take a look inside. There you are. You know, I think that that cat is long gone. It's kind of hard to read with it. Hey, where are you going? Yikes. Watch out for that. Oops. Hey, look. A mummy, a chainsaw, and a balloon animal? A balloon animal survived 30 years? The wall panel is kind of loose. Wow, I think we've found some sort of secret entrance. Good thing that somebody's been paying the light bill in this place, right? Wow. This looks like the PZS plasma drive-in when consonants collide. Wonder if it works. Apparently it's voice activated. Whoa! We should get get out of here before something goes terribly wrong. Hey, don't chew on those wires. A glimpse there of what the dog's gonna turn into. Uh-oh. There we go. It begins. Oh, that would hurt like hell. What have we here? An intruder, I fear. That was some blast. Who are you? That's not important. We've got to get you out of here. We can't have you meddling with the professor's experiments. Come along. Who's that, Carltron? Do we have a visitor? It's no one. No one at all. Continue with your work, Professor. After you. Man, I just obey. Blindly. Now what? Yeah, gain control of the player here. He's always kind of reminded me of Marty McFly from Back. I feel like this is like a weird take on Back to the Future, you know. It's like if Marty instead had been transported to another world and had some bizarre adventure. So we got a bazooka. Gotta take out these flying vacuum cleaners. This does not look good. Time to embarrass myself with my DSP level aim. Oh my goodness. Just blame it on the lag. Can you actually get stuff? Oh, nothing. Okay. Man. What? Come on. You can actually die here. I didn't embarrass myself too bad there. Victory music. This looks like a way out. That looks more like a toilet to me. Is that you, buddy? I can't see very well. It's dark in here. Hey, I think this is some sort of futuristic escape pod. Oops! There goes the control pad. I like that it's a futuristic escape pod, as though there's any other kind. Right? It's a prehistoric escape pod. There we go. Alright, game kind of starts here. Whoa, that was some landing. I think the pod and bazooka was shot. Where am I anyway? And where's my dog? Here, buddy. Here, pupster. Where are you, boy? Wow. Is that really you? You've changed. If you're really my dog, you'll fetch the stick. Okay, go get it. Well, this isn't the stick, but it'll do. Come on, buddy, let's look around. Okay, so now in the jungle here, I can move around. Let's see, the dog will sniff out ingredients that you can pick up. So it goes automatically there. Got some roots. Later, this stuff will be used in alchemy. Sadly, I know where some of this stuff is. I've played it so much. Is this a dead end up here? That, I just know. Oh, good, a pedal. I'm gonna need that. Oh man, you definitely want to kill the mosquitoes for leveling up your weapon. Isn't there something up here? Roots. You're enjoying the music of this game. This is one of those games that really started to use ambient sounds in its music in such a way that was just mind-blowing at the time. It's, you know, now these days you just have sound effects. You know, everything is just crazy detailed with its sound. But back then, you know, Pretty novel idea, making it part of the music. Because I think I remember David Weiss talking about like the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack and the tricks that they had to use, I believe, to get the sound of water dripping in some of like the cave levels, for example. It wasn't as simple as just, you know, nowadays there's all kinds of tools. Oh, you want the sound of wind? Okay. You want the sound of water? All right. But back then, I guess, you know, you had to use all kinds of tricks. Plus there was, you know, all kinds of memory limits and, you know, compression and all kinds of stuff that had to be used. So you really had to, you know, work some magic as it is. Like, I think Brian also mentions that when he's talking about this game, that I guess first it was like a 12 meg game, and then later it got boosted, which, you know, thankful for that, because it got boosted to 24 megs, I think. And you can only imagine, because this is a pretty short game, how small it would have been at 12 megs. But then I think he said the game uncompressed was about 60 to 70 megs, and that I guess much of the time spent towards the end was just compressing it. And I think a lot of it had to do with the text, because there's quite a bit of text in this, and figuring out just how to make it all work, which is, you know, we take all that for granted nowadays, but nowadays I don't think anything's compressed, because a new game comes out and it's 150 gigs, you know, and it takes up your whole console. So I feel like Nintendo and some of them are the only ones that really work magic anymore and try to keep file sizes low. A lot of Western developers don't seem to care about that. They just, you know, who knows how much of that is ballooned and wasteful. Okay, so there's a boss fight coming up, or like a little mini boss fight. And whether they realized it or not, the developers were smart in making this whole area that I just explored one screen. Because I don't think you can go back on. Oh, nope. Wait. You can? Oh, I could grind. I'm not going to. But you could sit here, technically, if you want, and level up. You know, try to get more healing items and stuff, because this is a fight you can lose. I thought the game forced you in here. I guess it doesn't. I have a strange feeling about this. So you have to fight some raptors. I think it's safe to stand off to the side here. The dog will probably perish. It's not terribly helpful at this part of the game, because I think you have to beat at least 3 of these. I'm pretty sure there's at least... See, I can never... I don't know if it's different dinosaurs popping out. Or if do they move around, or is it that there's 4? There might just be 4, each in their own bush. Oh, good, he leveled up. It's all his health back. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I always thought it was like the same dinosaur moving around as a kid. Kind of like the Doors in Scooby-Doo. You know, they go in one, come out the other. No, I actually think now that I'm saying it, it's 4 of these. Wow, the dog's actually doing very well. Normally the dog just perishes and spends the whole fight laying down. But after beating a few of these, you can win the fight. I probably always lost this as a kid. Probably thought it was one of those fights you had to lose. Ooh, got me. I think it's easier to stand off to the side, because I don't think they'll come lunging out. They have to jump towards the middle. I missed. I think I can take one more hit. It's kind of like a cheap way you can... Boom! Oh, I got all my health back. Awesome. Man, missing stinks. That was a big whiff. Hit you with my bone. Boom! Oh man, they... So yeah, the dog is perished. It's typical. Wow, this guy's... He really wanted to hit me. Ooh, came right back out. I'm surprised I'm reacting fast enough. I have an old man reflexes. So he jumps right back out. Let's see if I can get him. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah, there's like that little hang-up where you think the game has frozen, but... Alright, let's go to the town here. Pretty cool music in the town. Oh, I'm gonna change my window here real quick because I don't like what it looks like. Let's get the. I'm gonna go with my simp border here, nice and makes everything legible. We're not allowed to wander far from the village, but I've heard about a place where there are a lot of bugs and tar. My father Strongheart went there days ago and he hasn't come back. We of the village of Fire Eyes welcome peaceful visitors. Thank you for protecting us from those nasty raptors. Please stay for a while and have some nice petals. I will. That blue actually makes things hard to read. I did not think of it that way. Let's try that. Nice lizard, huh? She knows how to sit, stay, shake hands, and roll over. Oddly enough, that makes it easier. It must be something psychological, I don't know. The new alchemist Strongheart is missing from his jungle hut. And there's ash underneath most of the fires. The dog would be sniffing it out, but he's tote. So, the vipers and other jungle beasts dare not enter our village. Fire Eyes protects us from them. Please feel free to take the contents of my pots and gourds. Oh, I will. You'll need them if you plan to go into the jungle. Petal. Yeah, lady. Strongheart had taken Fire's advice. He wouldn't have wandered far. Oh. Lady, can you step away? I'm trying to rob the gourds here. Found 2 parts clay, 4 parts water. Some water. I like that I found 4 parts water and then some water. Like it was in measuring cups. There's like this weird little skull that pops out of this hole. I don't know what that's for, if anything. If somebody knows, let me know, because I don't. Alright, let's see here. Guess I could just go see Fire Eyes right away. There's probably no reason not to. This is the hut of our leader. Please show Fire Eyes your respect. Puppy waits outside, I think. Fire Eyes, Fire Eyes. Fire Eyes, Fire Eyes, Fire Eyes. What? Oh, hi. My name's Elizabeth. Everyone around here calls me Fire Eyes. Hi. Drew is my name. Well, Drew, step into my hut. We'll talk. Okay, puppy does not stay outside. Who let this wild beast in here? Oh, that's my dog. He hasn't been himself lately. What's his name? His name? It's... I'm just gonna go with Goro. I don't have a dog. So... Goro. Goro? That's original. Wow, I'm getting owned, man, even in 95. You're not from around here, are you? I'm not really sure where here is, to tell you the truth. You're on Evermore, in my prehistoric village. I'm the leader. You wouldn't know how to get to Podunk from here, would you? Podunk. Interesting. I might. Maybe we can work something out. How'd you like to make yourself useful around here? Well, The new village alchemist Strongheart has wandered off to the Bugmuck in the east. He's been searching for alchemy ingredients that are plentiful in the muck. If you can help him get back to the village, I will help you with whatever you need. Well, as Captain Leaf Meldrock says in Mars Needs Lumberjacks, I'm ready for anything. Before you go, I'd like for you to have an alchemy formula that I've developed. I call it Flash. It's pretty powerful against mean creatures. Yep, in this game, I don't know how people felt about it at the time. Personally, I like it. You don't get spells or elemental spirits like you did in Secret of Mana. You actually get alchemy. You can only equip so many at a time. And then off to the side there, it shows the ingredients. So I need 1 wax and 2 oil to cast Flash. And each one has its own cool little unique icon there. Small fireball. You can use the formula whenever you have 1 part wax and 2 parts oil. Just select the spell and let it fly. The more you use the Flash formula, the stronger it will get. Cool, thanks! I mean, what else can you say to that? A biscuit! Some water. So I could use the biscuit to revive the dog, but I'm not going to bother. Go east through the quicksand fields to Bugmuck. If you can find Strongheart there and help him out, I'll help you. Would you like to... Oh, that's right. You have to talk to certain characters. But I don't have enough alchemy yet for that to even be worth it. So what am I going to do? Take the one spell off that I have? You are not one of us. Not a viper either. You are like fire eyes. Yep, I am. Ash. So let's rob the people here. I mean, I guess they are giving me permission. My brother Strongheart told me that he was going to look for the big buck in the bug muck. Ooh, big bug? Did I say big buck? Big bug in the bug muck. He said that there may be rare alchemy ingredients hidden in the bug's skeleton. Would you like to purchase ingredients? Hold on, I'll get armor first, and then I'll come back and talk to this guy. 3 parts clay, 18 talons. And each area in the game also has its own unique currency, so this area uses talons. You like my bee? His name is Buzz. He'll sting you. Sting! You'll find alchemy ingredients aplenty if you search the village outskirts, but be careful. The place is packed with creepy creatures. There's an inn over here somewhere. That's usually how my dog's like always dead at this part. That's usually how I get him back. 30 talons, some water, 3 parts water. You look tired. Oh, I'm just talking about that. You should have a nice meal and rest at the inn. It's just next door. A meal? He doesn't give me a meal. I'll rob him blind first. Roots, water. Ooh, nectar's a good healing item. Hello, friend. Welcome to my inn. Would you like to oh, it ain't even free? 10 talents. Okay, that's... Sleep on the ground. He's gonna come and kick me out. How's it going, Mike? Were you sleeping? I hope you had a good rest. Would you like for me to record your progress? Yes, that's usually how you save. See you later. Thanks, bro. So the dog is now alive. He will sniff out spots that I can harvest items from. Might be Buzz had a fight with a big mosquito in the jungle. Buzz won. Buzz rules! Fire Eyes has taught us everything we know. I've learned basket weaving, bird calls, and the metric system. Oh, metric. Jeez. Water. Hello, traveler. I'm the source of goods in this village. What can I do for you? Well, nothing right now. Roots, water. Want to buy armor? Where's the armor guy? He's probably gonna be in the last hut that I go in. This guy? Thanks for fighting off the creatures outside our village. Please take this grass vest. Oh, that's right! I think you get that if you're victorious. So that's a piece of armor I don't have to buy. So yeah, just like Secret of Mana, you have your item rings here, alchemy ring, weapons, items, and then like your config where you can mess with like the targeting system. Oh, there's nothing on the screen. Alchemy where I can see like how many times I've used it, how many times I can use it, equipment, weapons and their levels, different categories, axes, spears. But yeah, they copied that. That's so convincing, you'd swear it came right out of Secret of Mana, but no, they built it. Alchemy is the practice of combining ingredients for powerful and often magical results. My family has used alchemy for many generations. Look at the dog. He's like, come on, come on. Alchemy effects increase in strength when you use formulas often. Dog, what? Okay, water. Thank you. Water. I'm taking everybody's water. Roots. An adventurer must have shielding out in the field, ideal in strong armor. Oh, finally, I found the guy. Okay, so I don't have to buy that. Saves me some money, so obviously I want to... Oh my lord. Alright, I can only get that for the dog. So let's equip that here. Dog has his own. He doesn't get any alchemy or changeable weapons or anything, so... You get different dog collars as you go through the game. Now here's a hidden little area over here. Don't know if I knew about this first time I played. I think Strongheart. Somebody's over here later in the game. I'll have to come back. Ash, a biscuit for the dog, clay. So I have no money, so I can't buy alchemy ingredients. Forgot that the dog collar was so expensive. Wax. What are you smelling? What are you smelling? What is it, buddy? Water. Okay. So I believe bug muck is this way. So let's get started on that. Work, huh? Yeah, screw work. I'm over working, man. It's just, I could retire now. It doesn't do anything for me, the 8-hour workday. You spend too much time in one place. You know, it sucks the better part of your day up. I feel like all my creativity is wasted at work. Just don't enjoy it. Gotta find a way to escape. Gotta get out. There's pedals. I wish I could use them. Alright, so I would use flash, but I don't think I can. Oh, I can. I can use it one time. Alright, well, I'll use it on something full. I think these are worth quite a bit of money. These little turkey snail things. Alright, let's let this guy have it. So here's what alchemy is. Skeleton. That was kind of close. They are snail-like. Up. It's funny, playing this as a kid, I always believed that this game was two-player. It is in fact not. I think players in the modern day, modders and the like, have made it two-player, but the original was in fact just a single-player game. Weird how you can remember things that never happened. It's like that Berenstain thing, you know? It's like, what are you talking about? The game's two-player. Well, it's not two-player. I just want to get a little bit of money so that I can finish my insanely powerful grass armor set. And maybe buy, what's probably wax or oil that I'm short, so I can actually use flash. I might need that. This game is a little bit like Earthbound, in a sense that the beginning, I hate to say this, the beginning is kind of the hardest part, just because how new you are to the whole world. You know, one weapon, it's not leveled up, you have no armor, no alchemy. Is there even a way to check? That's a good question. I don't remember. Oh yeah, there we go. 132 talents. So it kind of has a reverse difficulty curve. There are a couple spots where it spikes, like that weird plague rat boss in Ebonkeep, I think it is, or you know, there's kind of a spike there. You will get wrecked if you go into that fight and you're not prepared, because he's standing up on a box. You can't do anything to him, and yeah, he'll mess you up. Alright, so let's see what we were missing here. I should have gotten a total. Okay, so maybe I won't come back for the vine bracelet. I don't want everybody to be bored to death, but alright, so now we have a freaking hat and a vest. I once again have no money. But I do want to get some money because dude, bro. Because yeah, Bug Muck is, you know, you'll get pretty messed up if you go in there. Because all I really have going for me is I've got some pedals. You know, that's about it. Because that's going to be my main, like, source of healing right now. Oh, dog, you could have taken him out, bro. What are you doing? Yeah, this is one of those games. I can't believe I revisit it every few years. Right up there with Breath of Fire 3, Suikoden 3. Just a game I regularly replay. It's, even though it's not, I always feel like there's more to discover. I don't know what it is about this game. Maybe you talk to someone and you're like, oh wait, I don't think I've ever heard that bit of dialogue before. You know, it just feels that way. I think these drop money. Ah, it's pedals, dang it. But it just feels that way. This game felt so huge as a kid. It's actually quite small and short. But what's here is so unique. And it's my belief, I think, that this paved the way for a lot of Western games. Because it's real common now for games to come out of places like the US and stuff. But no, it wasn't back in the day. And who knows who this inspired? Because, I mean, I never forgot it. You know, I've always remembered this game for the soundtrack. It blew me away. Just from the world that you explore to the soundtrack. And I don't mind the hokey-pokey dialogue. I know Brian Fedross said that he I think he said he used to apologize to people if they told him that they had played this. But I think he's kind of come around to see that I think that this game was ahead of its time. I think that... Who sells the alchemy ingredients? I was just in this town, and I've already forgotten. That's the end. That's the lady. It tells about the end. But I think it was ahead of its time. I have this weird saying that sometimes people are like afraid to laugh at a joke. If you've done theater, you know that that's true. If people kind of sit off by themselves, they might be afraid to laugh. So like ushers will actually kind of group people closer together so that when the actor's on stage, you know, they hit a punchline. And this is the armor. Who sells the alchemy ingredients? I'm blanking on it. I can't talk and do anything else. They'll laugh because you want people to laugh. Obviously, you don't want, you know, because your actors can feed off of that. And it stinks because I've done a little bit of acting when you're on stage and you tell a joke and it's just like dead quiet. So, and I think the same is true if people don't know you. You know, you make a joke, people might not laugh. You kind of have to have like the right personality. All right, you know what? I don't remember who sells the ingredients. Why am I having such a hard time remembering that? But this game, you know, it comes out, and you know, you have games like Chrono Trigger that just came out, because this has Squaresoft on it, back in the day. Keep that in mind. And this was before YouTube. You couldn't hop online and get other people's thoughts on these games. This was back in the day where you're like, oh, Squaresoft, oh, Capcom, Konami. You know, I know these games. I know these names. I like these companies, so you pick it up. And plus, it says Secret of on it, right? You remember Secret of Mana? Why would you not like this? So it comes out, and I don't know how true or not this is, because the internet was not what it is today back then. But everybody kind of says it's the reason we didn't get the next. You pronounce it Seiken Detsu. I don't know. I've just watched the next Secret of Mana game, and a lot of people thought that this game was responsible for that because it came out. You know, people did or didn't like it, and then the studio or the dev team that made it got shut down. The reins were handed completely back over to Japan. So I kind of lost my train of thought there. I can't walk and chew gum here to see. But, you know, you don't know who was young at the time. I think this is where I was trying to go. That played this and was inspired by it. Like, I used to make a lot of games on paper back at that age. I used to go and play in the woods, you know. I used to live up in New England, so did a lot of playing in the woods, you know. And you know, when you're a kid, you have a powerful imagination. And plus, you got to figure that there were people like Jeremy Soule, the composer, who, you know, I think he was like 19 years old. I think he was working for Squaresoft right out of high school, practically. Like, can you imagine getting that job? So you never know who played this, and I think that that's maybe an element of it that got overlooked, is maybe among adults and contemporaries, or whatever the word would be. So let's go through the quicksands here. Oh, you don't. I guess you do kind of want to get sucked up, actually, because it will take us to an extra area. Yay! It's easy to look at it and go, whoa, bro, your game didn't do so hot. And wow, and I thought a little sand in the shoes was irritating. But I think something that got overlooked is who's playing this that's up and coming. Certainly not myself, but that's going to be inspired by this. And you have no idea who played this that went on to, like, Jeremy Soule. I think he's done what work for. Didn't he do like the soundtrack for one of the Elder Scrolls games, like slow creatures easily fall prey to the sucking sand whirlpools. You need the speed of the jaguar. Yeah, that's what we want. Sounds like a good alternative to being soaked in sand. I can provide you with the jaguar tooth ring. Gives the wearer the ability to run with the speed of the fastest feline. And it's free with any purchase, today only. Says the man who lives in a cave. Just buy something, please. I've been in this cave without a customer forever. Fine, I'll buy some Essence. Please take this Jaguar tooth ring as my gift to you. So now we can run. And if I could go back, you know, because I played a lot of games, but I never thought about making them. While I did enjoy making games, it's kind of like books. You might enjoy reading books. You don't want to write a book. You might enjoy watching TV or movies. You don't want to make that stuff. I dabbled in like RPG Maker a little, but I never wanted to make games. But like a thought that never popped into my head was sound design. I really wish that I could go back, be young again, and have that like very spongy memory. Maybe we should be a little careful around these whirlpools. It's like Jack McCoy said, Invasion of the Mole People. Stay focused and watch your step. It's terrible quotes. I wish I could go back and learn an instrument, you know, and do video game music, because that was one of the earliest things I remember identifying with in video games. Because when I started playing video games, I couldn't even read yet. I mean, I'm about as old as Mario, or maybe it's Zelda. Link and Zelda that I'm like the same age as. I can't remember. But I couldn't read back then. But I didn't need to know how to read to like the music or the sound effects. So I fell in love with video game music right away. It's always been something that I've liked. I still listen to video game soundtracks that are old. Oh, I did not want that. This among them. And so yeah, I mean, and even at this age now, like I'm gonna be 40. Oh my god, it's getting kind of old. We should really try to avoid those whirlpools. Oh my lord. So I don't. So I do exactly the opposite. But now at my age, you know, I'm just starting to try to figure out, like, I got to get out of this, like, 40-hour-a-week grind. I got to figure out a way that I can beat that and get back to being more creative. You know, better late than never. Certainly at a disadvantage because of age, and I don't have the benefit of, you know, having started doing something that I was passionate about and I was still a teenager. But hey, you know, better late than never. And you know, games like this have stuck with me and helped me during those times that I feel like crud, you know, because I feel like I never got to finish like being a kid. Probably never will. I'm just hopelessly immature, but I guess it's a young at heart kind of thing, you know. I just don't like structure and having to work all the time, and it's hard to express that to people in a way that they can understand. Most people dismiss it as, oh, you're lazy. No. I've had a lot of jobs in my life. I've worked very hard at many of them. I've loaded and unloaded trucks. I've cleaned toilets. I've dealt with people. We all know what that one's like. I've had a lot of tough jobs. None of them ever spoke to me. You know, so I really wish I had gotten into like video game music. So one thing that would be good enough for me is to just make simple music that I like on, what is it, a digital audio workstation, whatever they're called, and just release that stuff for free. Just share it with other people. Like, I don't even want it to be a career. I just want to create something that I can leave behind and say, I made that. I think Ethan Hawke or Gene Wilder said something like that, and that's why they wrote some books. Yeah, this is the mind of somebody with ADHD. So here we are in the bug muck. They wanted to write a book. They wanted to leave some lines behind instead of being somebody that just recited lines. I forget who said that. I don't know if their books are any good. I've not read them. but you get the idea. Because at my job now, I work in an office. I sit in a cubicle. I get paid decent, but I'm not creating anything that means, you know, anything to me. So that's why I'm here streaming now, to share that with other people. Not just play games, but talk real life stuff, you know, and if I can help anybody, that's the point of this. And Secret of Evermore is one of those things that helps, because, you know, this was like the perfect game to play at 10. You know, when your imagination is on fire. Like, I used to write my own stories. Makes me wonder where it all would have went if I had support, you know, because nobody in my life ever told me, or asked me, I should say, what do you like about games? Because the thing that stunk... Oh, he's going to talk to me. Hello, friend. I don't get many visitors out here in the bug muck. I study alchemy. It's very powerful. Alchemy? You're not Strongheart, are you? No, but I know him. I saw him only a few days ago. He was walking toward the big bug. If you're going in after him, you should have another alchemy formula. Alchemy is quite useful. You take a little of this and a little of that, and poof, it's like magic. Let me give you the hardball formula. It's an effective weapon. Do mind if I don't? Just mix 1 part crystal with 1 part clay and give it a good toss. Would you like to Oh, so he's a salesman. He gets you hooked. He's like, here, man, you can have this one. It's on the house. Oh, you want to use it? That's like when I bought, what was it, an iPod Touch back in the day? And you had to pay extra to unlock the Bluetooth capabilities. At least I think that's how it was. So I can actually buy some ingredients here, and I'll actually be able to use this stuff. Would you like for me to record your progress? Yes, sirroni. See you later. And yeah, I've played them all. You know, I've played so many games. Played Chrono Trigger, came out in the same year. Secret of Mana came before. I've played Earthbound, Breath of Fire 1 and 2, because the Super Nintendo was a great haven for RPGs. Lufia 1 and 2. Some people don't like it, but Mystic Quest, I think Final Fantasy Mystic Quest is fantastic. Final Fantasy 2 and 3. Here in the States, that would be, so it'd actually be what, 4 and 6. Lots of great games, and I've played all those, you know, so it's really a compliment to this game that after playing all those legends, you know, I still remember and love this one because it's such a good experience. Like, Evermore is such a cool place that you always want just a little bit more time with it than you get, because this game, yeah, it felt big back in the day, but it's actually a little on the short side. And when it's over, you're just like, man, I wasn't done. But, and come on, it's a boy and his dog. Like, could you get any more American? It's fantastic. Yeah, you really want to kill the mosquitoes because they definitely give you some good points towards level. Because sooner or later, my weapon's going to level up and I'm going to be able to charge it, just like in Secret of Mana, and I'm going to be able to wreak havoc. I can't quite reach this thing. There we go. Let's see how many points I'm at. And go to the screen here. 78! So that'll be level 2 soon. What other games have? Just talking about reverse difficulty curves. Kind of reminds me of the first Ninja Gaiden on Xbox. That first level with Mirai is the hardest. If you beat that, you basically beat the game. Fallout's kind of like that too. You get out of the vaults, you know, you don't have anything, no armor, no weapons, no ammo. And then, yeah, reverse difficulty curve. It's just one game that had an interesting balance to it was The World Ends With You. I feel like the whole game is constantly just introducing new takes on the gameplay, so it never feels old. And then eventually you're battling on both screens. That was so crazy for the time. What do you smell? Oil? It's gonna be water. It's down here. Yep, there we go. Let's see, Mike says, I remember getting picked on in school for liking video games. That was the other thing. It wasn't just the adults. Because here you have adults making these games, okay? And it never dawned on me that folks in Japan were, you know, as a kid, working hard on these things. They just kind of magically appeared at Blockbuster. And then we finally had adults here in the United States that were making games. And of course, there were video games long before that. But I mean, like, I'm not really like a big super fan of anything before, you know, the game Crash. It's pretty much Pong. You know, I did play some Atari and television games, but yeah, so then you have the adults that thought it's like brain rot and a waste of time, and then you had the kids that thought that too. Mostly girls. I'm gonna call you ladies out. It was mostly girls. Oh, you played and the jocks, you know. Oh, you play games? Like, yeah, I play games. They're awesome, you know. But it never stopped me from enjoying the hobby. But yeah, that was the other thing. You had to contend with kids that did not, or were too afraid. I think that it wasn't that they didn't know any better. It was just that whole, like I said, afraid to laugh. You know, it's like they were just on what they thought the right side was, and that was to just pick on kids that played games. You know, now I think it was a joke in one of the Borderlands games about, you know, you don't get to invade my culture now just because it's safe or something like that. It's like, yeah, once upon a time, other kids would pick on you if they knew you played Nintendo games. Not the way anymore, but you're welcome. No, it's fine. But yeah, I wish an adult, you know, looking back on it as an adult, I wish somebody, instead of just dismissing video games as like junk food for the brain, you know, I wish they had the foresight to say, like, well, what is it about these that he likes? Like, why does he like them? And I wish somebody had suggested to me, well, why don't you make a game? Why don't you make sound effects for a game or music? Or because, like, it might sound ridiculous, but I lived decades of my life with undiagnosed ADHD, so the possibility was just, it was never there because it was never suggested to me, which sounds made up, but looking back on it, that's what it was. You know, like, I was lucky to have a computer in the classroom. I didn't know what coding was and software design. Like, I didn't know what any of that stuff was, and nobody ever was like, well, hey, do you want to make this stuff? Do you know, because somebody in my life had to know, you know, how to, because I knew people that did, like, networking and stuff, so somebody in my life that was an adult had to know. Yeah, Bone Crusher's leveled up. So now I can really smash. So yeah, you see down there, beneath my HUD where that meter fills up, now I can charge up, go to town. Come here, bug. I mean, I guess I don't need to kill the mosquitoes anymore. I only have 1 HP, so you can just, like, go to town. Man, look at all these bugs! Get dead, get dead! I wish it was that easy in real life, right? Just crushing mosquitoes with a bone. Let me use a pedal here before I perish. But I'm kind of getting around to it now. Like, I'm not going to be making any games or anything like that, but I really want to start trying to step away from 40-hour grind if I can, and just trying to do something more creative, like learn about music and try to make stuff, because I mean, it's more accessible nowadays than it ever was. Back in the day, you know, shoot, I mean, you can make a movie on your phone now. Back in the day, you had to have insanely expensive equipment. You know, you read about, not to keep going off topic here, but you read about old TV shows and old movies, and one of the main reasons they did a lot of filming inside on these really terrible sets that you could tell were sets is because if they took the camera equipment out into the desert, you know, you could damage it. The heat, you know, it was probably heavy as heck. So yeah, they just did all that stuff indoors. And, that's where I have a tremendous amount of respect for these old shows that actually do things outdoors. Love the Andy Griffith Show, Gunsmoke. I love old TV. I just find that stuff, it's on a whole other level. Did what they did without violence and sex and crude language. It's crazy. That's talent. That's talent. When you can do it all without the shock value. Oh, come on. Keep missing this guy. Thanks, dog. Dog's like, bro, I got you. Sports games are the only cool. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, or you know, or like the mature games like Grand Theft Auto, or you know, there were games that men played, and then there was like the kiddie stuff. Oh, you play Mario? It's like, yeah, Mario's fun. Like, what does that matter? Like, so another criticism people have of this game is it relies pretty heavily on mazes. This will be the first one that we encounter. As you can see, the floor is breaking away as you explore, and then you pretty much have to go start all over again. But the benefit is that the floor stays broken, so I can't retread my steps. And, you know, screw up all over again. The mazes later in the game aren't like that. Mazes aren't too bad. You know, as a kid, you just made them. That was just what you did. These days, people don't like playing games that way. It's got to have a waypoint or some kind of sparkly path on the ground showing you where to go. I don't know. I would encourage people to think for themselves. Like, it's not a bad thing having to take some notes to beat a game. It kind of makes it more fun. You should try it. It's like journaling, except with a video game. You should try it. Wow. I don't think I've ever... Now I'm going to mess it up, though. You should don't make it this far without screwing up. Get him, dog. This one's not even facing the right way. I don't think I can hit him. He's just ignoring me. He's like, eh. Oh, I did mess up. Oh, well. RPGs were uncool, but football games. Yeah, RPGs were where it's at, man. Like, and to think like the Super Nintendo, the PlayStation. That's where like the greats. But yeah, this game, you know, being divisive as it is, I think it would still be considered that to this day. Some people hate this game and think it's poorly designed and, you know, and all that. I think that, you know, looking back, the divisive games are the ones that I have ended up liking the most. Oddly enough, you know, Chrono Cross, sure, it's pretty popular now, but at the time it was pretty divisive. I love that game. This is a divisive one. I still maintain that Zelda 2 is one of the best Zelda games in the series. Some people don't think so. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the games that deviate, that do something different, because who wants to play the same game over and over again? You know what I mean? It's just... I think, even though it didn't turn out the best, I think the creative team behind the Final Fantasy VII Remake project kind of said that they didn't want to just remake Final Fantasy VII. I think that they should have, but I get what they're saying. You know, if you're going to invest like 10 years of your life or longer to make something, you don't want it to just be a copy. You know, you want it to be something like original, and, you know, that has your stamp on it. Am I close to leveling? Because I really don't want to heal. But boss is coming up. Yeah, Zelda 2 is incredible. I will still maintain that Nintendo should remake that. Do an HD remake, keep it the same. Oh, I always forget about that bug. Zelda 2 is amazing. And same thing with Zelda 2, I'd say about this. If this game came out today from like a little indie dev, I think it would be much more highly praised, better received. Same thing with Zelda 2. If that came out now, it would have a better reception. Oh, I got nectar, nice. Because a lot of people, again, Zelda was successful. A lot of people liked it. They made Zelda 2, and it was too different. And I think that's the only reason that people didn't like it. Because, like, case in point, I mean, by the time video games had grown up a little bit, you got the Metroid games, traditionally 2D, side-scrollers. And then, boom, Metroid Prime comes out, and, you know, and that's a pretty common thing that a lot of games do nowadays, is they will eventually release an entry that's first person. I mean, Resident Evil did it, you know, and it works. Like, it's a good thing, and Prime hit a home run. But if a game like that had come out back in the day, you know, after like Metroid 1 or 2, even though it would have looked a lot different, people probably would have been like, ugh, what is this? Like, Metroid's not a first-person game. It's like, well, what does it matter? I mean, Grand Theft Auto used to be like top-down, you know, and now it's like an over-the-shoulder. I came from here, right? So, different is good sometimes. You know, it's kind of like the whole controversy around, you know, Final Fantasy slowly phasing out like turn-based stuff. You know, not every Final Fantasy game needs to be like that. I get what people are saying, but, you know, do something a little different. Like, this game is a lot like Secret of Mana, but it's not at the same time. So, it sets it apart. Alright, I think the boss is in here now. Being sure of Metroid. Yeah, same here, because, you know, Metroid, I think that was a single analog stick game, right? There wasn't, like, dual stick aiming. You had to, like, stop and aim. So it wasn't perfect, but like, yeah, I mean, I feel like for the most part, Prime did it very well. Now I can power up. Butt stomp too bad. Gotta get in there. But I think I have to hit his rib cage to get in there. Yeah, then you gotta get in. I'm gonna embarrass myself here. Be careful because I have the sound down. So I'm not gonna hear that little open up. There we go. Because yeah, as soon as I hit him, he kicks me out. This is probably one of the harder bosses, just because, again, you got nothing to work with. And he hits pretty hard. He has this barrier, his ribs are in the way. Come on, open up, buddy. Oh yeah, and he uses alchemy. That's gonna make the reach. Oof, and it hurts. So yeah, I gotta take him because can you imagine like your heart being exposed like that? That's so disgusting. Or whatever that is. I'm assuming it's what's keeping you alive. Or no, isn't that that's not, no, that's gotta be because you're smacking it. Let me in! Let me in! I really want to get off a charge attack. That'd be so peak. Come on, come on, come on. Boom! Oh, I better heal my dog. Here, I'll point to a bag of Purina 1 today. Oh, I called it! No! Oof. I had a feeling I wasn't gonna make it. Dog's Dog's like, I'll be over here sniffing something. I don't think Flash is gonna do much to him, but just to use some alchemy. Yeah, I think this is the guy on the cover of the game. Is his ribcage stuck open? Or can you actually destroy the ribcage? I don't remember. Boom! Oh, I really went flying that time. Man, he's got more HP than I remember. Oh, I feel another acid rain coming. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, the dog got it. Nice! And as bugs do, he blows up. Okay, yeah, that was his heart, because that is what strong heart is in. And then you get your first weapon. Oh, it's not a bone. Spider's claw. Or spider claw. Is it spider? Spiders. And then, boom. There's our buddy. You are a brave adventurer indeed. Thank you for saving me. I'm Strongheart from the village of Fire Eyes. I'm a member in good standing of the Order of Alchemists? I'm Drew, and this is my dog Goro. He hasn't been himself lately. Like this guy would know. Very happy to meet you both. I was searching for alchemy ingredients when I stumbled upon that monster. If you didn't come along and save me, I would have been eaten alive. Please take this gift with my thanks. 10 wax and 10 oil. Good luck, buddy. And he leaves. So yeah, we got our first weapon here. This thing can cut shrubbery. So that's nice. And it's got some good reach. I mean, look at that. That's how I swing my axe. You throw your whole back out. Blow some discs in your back. Like, yeah, it's got a lot better reach when you're facing left and right. Mammoth guard. It's probably some armor, I think. I forgot about that. Oh, great, because that's right, I didn't buy the grass one. I couldn't afford it. Get that mosquito, because they're worth some good weapon parts. Talons. Alright, let's keep going. Speaking of games with great soundtracks, Plock, man. I know Plock is not a game anyone really talks about, but Plock has like a legendary soundtrack. That stuff was on a whole other level. Also a Super Nintendo game. You're a wonder who came up with that idea. You're just some dude who's like, what, red and yellow, and he can throw his arms and legs at people. Okay, so, true to its name, this game has many secrets. Some of them you can miss. I don't believe this is one you can miss. Come on, bug! But over here, you could kind of see it from the camera as I was approaching. Come over here and get some stuff. And you can go over here. And there's our first, like, hidden alchemy spell. Now, you look like you've been through a lot. There are a lot of bugs and baddies out here. They're probably giving you a hard time. You're telling me. Here's something that should help you out in sand, tar, and lava. It's the formula of acid rain. Just mix 3 parts water with 1 part ash, and you'll have a potent concoction. So there we go. We get that acid rain spell that was being cast on me. But I'd like to purchase some stuff. Why not? Ooh, look at all that tasty money we have. I guess I'll buy some crystals. They're not too expensive for this guy. Yeah, that's what you do in place of MP. And I'm going to save because it's been a little while since we've saved. See you later. I'm going to rob you. Is that okay? See ya, bro. But yeah, there's a few alchemy spells that you can miss. This game does have stuff you can miss, and I know some people don't like that. I'm actually a fan of it. Probably just because this game is so short. You know, that if you miss something, whatever, just play it again. You know, play it again. It's worth that. You'll rediscover something different every time. You know, it's not like missing something in one of these modern-day RPGs that take like 400 hours to 100% complete. And you're like, oh, I missed an enemy in the very beginning. Mike said you like Plock. Yeah, Plock was a good game. It was hard, man. I think Plock was one of those games that you couldn't beat it on easy mode. You could only get so far. And then the game basically ended and they were like, dude, up the difficulty and try again. You couldn't beat it on easy mode or whatever it was called. Alright, so now I can actually cut. I should be using alchemy so it levels up. I don't know if it levels up from use or it levels up from defeating things. I think it's using it. I don't think you actually have to defeat it. Yeah, you can cast it on everything. I don't think it costs additional ingredients to do that. It does lessen the effect though, so it's not going to hurt. That's pretty standard RPG stuff. You know, it's going to dilute the effect among the enemies. There we go. So yeah, now I can cut these, and I have access to some of it. There's another one of those holes. I do not know if those are for anything. If that's like an Easter egg, if that's meant to represent something. It's a cool skull that peeks out. I don't think I ever figured out what those are for. What do you sniff, dog? What do you sniff? Come on, bud. No, nothing? Nothing? Change your mind? Oof! Oof! Okay, you know what, buddy? Boom. I'm not taking your crap. What do you sniff? There you go. Oh, this is a, what do you call it? Like a beacon. When you get your flying vessel, that's one of the spots you can land in. Yep, probably played this Blockbuster back in the day. Sometimes it's hard to figure out where the dog is sniffing. That's where you played all your games back in the day, from like video game and movie rental stores, because who had the $70 to $80 to buy some of this stuff? I have the strategy guide to this though, so that's nice. At least that survived. Alright, let's go back into town. Oh, I gotta go right to... Come on, Goro, let's go talk to Fire Eyes. Oh, no, he's not gonna make it. Alright, before I forget, let's go to this area off to the side and see if that dude is indeed here. Yes! Okay, I did remember. You saved Strongheart in the Bug Muck. Okay, so that's not Strongheart. Well done. Nice save. I can help you defend yourself in future battles with an old recipe. This is the alchemy formula of defend. Use it with 1 part clay and 1 part ash to increase your defensive abilities. I will. I don't know if that's one that can glitch. You get one that improves your accuracy. And I think that one can glitch, and I can actually show you. Hey Stevens, how's it going? I always love the aesthetics of this game. Yes, exactly. This game has, I don't know, just it's like a nice tapestry. It's aged, you know, from everything from like the art to how the sprites move to the environments. I mean, you look at the amount of detail, the music, you know, everything, the icons, even the money has different, although the jewels kind of look like underpants. But yeah, anyways, your hit percentage. I don't know if that actually means I have such a low chance to hit. Like 33% is pretty low. But the alchemy that increases that glitched for me one time, and I had negative like 255% or something like that, which meant I couldn't hit anything with any of my attacks. They would all miss. But if I used the alchemy, it would fix my hit percentage. It would revert it back to what it was supposed to be. So I basically had to just keep it in effect at all times, which I guess is good because it leveled up like crazy, but it was annoying because my save file was essentially ruined. So this game does have some bugs. But for the most part, considering you couldn't patch games back then, you had to do a recall, this is a phenomenal first outing. This is better than some companies do today with the ability to patch stuff. I hear you were victorious in the far reaches of the bug mark. Well, it was a bug hunt, but we got out of it okay. We got the nifty claw, too. It's like an axe. She doesn't care. Well, that's great. Yes, she doesn't care. She's a girl. Don't tell her about your axe. Strongheart has returned to his hut south of the village. Oh, that's right. He's south. I better go see him. And now the village faces a new crisis. The volcano to the north is rapidly cooling down. If this trend continues, we could have an ice age on our hands. Oh, that would have been so cool. Imagine that game. I'd like to help you, but I've really got to start looking for a way back home. Your best bet may be to track down the source of this atmospheric icing. You see, I'm originally from Podunk too. My grandpa is an inventor who lived in a mansion on the hill. He made a machine that could send people to worlds of their own design. Since I enjoy all things prehistoric, I dreamed up this world with cave people and dinosaurs. I was supposed to be here for a couple of hours, but it's been a couple of decades. Now and again I sense evidence of outside influences on our world. This recent drop in temperature could be the work of someone from the real world, and that person has control over the vicious volcanic vipers. If you go to the source at the center of the volcano, you might find someone or something that could lead you back home. And you might just save our village at the same time. Wow, this is like what happens in the Pale People of Planet 5. It's about a bunch of astronauts who get stuck on an exact replica of Earth. Only it's populated by zombie vampires and, well, actually, this isn't like that at all. If you're finished with your little anecdote, I can give you the ability to call on me in difficult situations. I received 6 call beads. If you need my help, especially in big battles, you can throw a call bead to the ground. I'll appear in a flash. Then you'll be able to summon one of my spells. No offense, but how can a girl help a couple of adventurers like us? Whoa, buddy, you can't say that now. I've learned a few tricks since I've been here. Let me show you why they call me Fire Eyes. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with her. Step back. Did you play this game back when it came out, Stevens, or is it something you discovered after it came out? I'm always curious how many people have played this after the fact. Call me if you need my... She just does that and goes right back in. Dog's like... Dog's like, food? Yeah, I never owned it, unfortunately, but I was lucky enough to play it when it was new. Because I think sometimes when you're a kid and you get to see something a little more innocently, you're less critical of it. Whereas if I played this now, I mean, it's anybody's guess, right? You know, I might not like it. Okay, so she said Strongheart. It's down this way. I always forget. I usually just mush on to the next area, but yeah, as you unlock more weapons and you open up more of the environment, you know, you can go in. explore. It's kind of like getting missiles or bombs in Metroid. You can explore new areas. Man, my alchemy is weak. Ooh, a shell hat, nice. I usually come here much later because I forget to do this. And all this stuff is trash. Who's this bozo? Wax. Wax. Oh, who's this guy? It's oh, who's this guy? The guy I just saved. I'm back from business after that terrible experience in the bug. Thanks to you, I'm not a big bug's dinner. Please take this cure formula. It will cure you from poison and other ills. The formula requires 2 parts root, 1 part oil. So yes, the dialogue, the thing about this game is some people are like, well, the dialogue's like corny or cheesy. And it's like, yeah, but it bounces back and forth between being serious and being like very tongue-in-cheek, like B-movie self-aware. So it's like this nice balance. Some people, I get it. It's not your thing, but you know, it never bothered me as a kid. And I don't mind it now. You know, it's kind of like fighting New Age retro hippie or, you know, what is it, unassuming local guy in Earthbound. It's like, you know, the games are self-aware on a level, or a pile of puke. Or mini barf or whatever you... Some of those enemies in that game were just out of this world. Yeah, in this you fight mosquitoes, for crying out loud. Is that what they're actually called? Yep. It's kind of... It's like, really, Fire Eyes? You envisioned this world and you had to bring bugs into it? So I have to go all the way around to get whatever that... items... Take out the mosquitoes. Let's go this way. Boom. They get the axe. Pedal. Walked all the way over here. Alright, what do you smell, dog? Dog. Sniff out. It's not always obvious where it is, though. Come on, dog. Oh, there we go. He's like, dude, you're stupid. Okay, that's enough. Can we get going? He's like, come on, there's stuff over here. Alright, I think that's all there is to find. Yeah, I like the middle of this game, personally. I'm not like a super fan of the jungle. I don't mind the volcano. But I really like the middle of the game. I only played a few minutes of this. It's fantastic. You should definitely play the whole thing. It's ahead of its time, I think. I think that was its biggest problem. Because you think about all the things that got made, and, you know, they were taking, like, such a gamble. You know, like, even Back to the Future, right? It's like, you know, they didn't know. You know, and you think of what that almost was with, what is it, Eric Stoltz? You know, it was almost a completely different movie. You know, you think of these things that are beloved, because a lot of people think Back to the Future is like the perfect movie. You know, I don't know why, but this game reminds me of Back to the Future. It just does. It's, you know, you're not transported back in time, but you're out of your world. You know, you're away from home. You know, and you got to get back. You know, it's just, there's something about it. It's like Back to the Future RPG. Oh my God, that hurt. Thank you, dog. Man, you see how quick he came over? That's man's best friend. Boom. Oh yeah, he flash leveled up. So now we want to find the Vipers. You want to, like, stay out of their little grab radius there. Ooh. Oh. As I get grabbed. Take him out, dog. Yeah, you got my health back. It's always nice when that works out. Get your butt beat when you level up and get it all back. Because the dude is dressed like Marty. Yeah, he really is! Right? He really is. I should have named my dog Einstein. Oh my god, I'm like... I gotta stop doing that. My dog is like, dude, are you stupid? I am! Stupid is as stupid does. Alright. Can you imagine if I didn't have the dog? My dog should just leave. My dog's like, you know what? You don't pay me enough for this. Eventually, I will get the ability to heal. How's it going, Jason? How's everything? Oh, I never asked you guys, like, how's the sound? I've continued to tweak. It's hard finding that balance, especially when one game you play is loud as hell, and then the other game's not so loud, and... I don't use noise compression or anything like that, because I really don't think my computer likes that. I noticed there's, like, a significant, like, audio desync problem if I use too much compression or noise reduction, that's that sort of thing. What are you smelling? But I like to think it's getting better. Who's in this cave? I don't even remember. Sounds good to me. Ninja Gaiden was for quiet voices. Wow. Yeah, it did. Ninja Gaiden was hard to figure out. Because, I mean, it'll sound fine to me, and then, you know, you listen to it, and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound good at all. I buy and sell the finest armor in the area. Why are you in a cave? How do these people do business? It's been slow. Hey, we can actually afford the shell plate. I'm kind of bummed he did not ask me if I wanted to save my progress. 3 parts wax. And some wax. Dude, why wasn't that all in one pot? Some wax. Okay. 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 I'm officially brain dead. I thought DSP was bad. But at least I'm not going, oh, there's nothing I could do. Dog, you walked right past it. I might have to up his aggression here, because he's really not. Alright, let's move him a little bit over toward the... Because, yeah, I love how he just vaulted. Those always reminded me of watermelons. Big rock in the way. Alright, so, I want to go this way. I can't move that yet. My phone volume max. Since I have a fan. Yeah, I can't have a fan running because... I could. Oh, these creepy spiders. And then I could use... like a noise gate or whatever the heck it's called, but... I don't think my CPU likes that too much. It doesn't max it out or anything, but boy, it causes like a big desync problem. Am I poisoned? Oh, the dog is. Alright, so I can finally heal that. That's nice. Yeah, these spiders are creepy. They almost look like they have like 2 sets of legs. Like, one underneath that they use, and then like a floppy pair of useless legs on top. I'm pretty sure that's just the way they're colored. They always reminded me of like monkeys. They're just nasty. What are they even called? Oh, Widowmaker. Well, that's nice. That's nice. They're gonna kill me. I'm not married, I guess, so... Oh, and they explode in like a big ol' Prego tomato jar. Oh, it's nasty. Can you imagine a spider being full of like a big old fistful of blood? That'd be disgusting. Oh, these guys. You trespass in our bone land. Prepare to join the mammoths. Join, not joy. These guys kill me. These guys are pretty rough. But you know what? We'll mess them up. Right there with some pee. Looks like pee. Some Haterade. there's a big one. Whoa! Oh wait, he just comes down and makes havoc. Probably taking too long. He's like, alright, I'll do it myself. Bog down while I gotta heal before I kick the bucket. Oh, my dog died. Bring it back. We should do it now. No, wasn't quite fast enough. Man, that bogged down. I love it. Man, I'm getting my butt beat. But then I am trying to move through this a little faster than usual. Usually you grind a little bit in the beginning, you know, stock up on alchemy. I haven't even used hardball yet. Boom, there goes. I haven't killed a single one of these. These have some HP. Try to switch over to bone because I can actually charge that up. He's doing it again. Dude, stop causing the core. There we go, finally. That boss is like, yeah, you're telling me, bro. It's like heck. Yay, doggy leveled up. He slides into that middle piece. It's like some weird slapstick stuff. I think I have to fight him last, don't I? Dude, I can't hit anything. The bazooka back. He explodes. Oh. What's he called? Viper Commander. Sounds like a Transformer name. Viper Commander. Or like a G.I. Joe bad guy. These guys are armored. Try not to let it stagnate too much because I don't have anything leveled up. Oh man, that hurt. I can't take another one of those. I really should heal my poor dog. Oh yeah! The Elder Scrolls series. Yeah, Jeremy Soule. I think he... yeah, I think it was one of the Elder Scrolls games. He's probably done other ones, too. The guy was 19 when he worked on this. I wonder if this gate leads to the volcano. Thank you for fighting off those vicious vipers. They treat the sacred mammoth graveyard as if it were only a source for bones and tusks. Those guys were vipers? Yes. Lizard people from the Great Volcano? What did you think they were? They've been coming out in force lately, raiding the graveyard for mammoth parts. When we get to the core of the volcano, we'll stop them before they can do more harm. Why are you going there? It's very dangerous. Well, Fire Eyes told us about the volcano cooling and... Fire Eyes? Fire Eyes, say no more. If you're a friend of Fire Eyes, then I know that I can trust you. You may find the means to enter the Viper's domain at the top of the volcano to the north. I'll let you through the gate. Nice. Should I heal your wounds? Well, that would be very nice. Can I save also? If you need to be healed later, you can use my heal formula. Yeah! All you need is 1 part water and 1 part root in order to activate the spell, so we can finally heal without eating items. Did not ask me if I wanted to save. 1-star review. Oh, and I also got a new weapon. I was blabbering and I missed that. Spear. So we now have a spear, a sword, and an axe. So we've got one of each. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I remember Brian Fedros saying, oh geez, what was it? Jeremy Soule. I wonder if they like occupied apartments near one another when they were working on this game. And I think he talks about all like the sound equipment that he had. At 19, you know, it's like, man, can you imagine being that passionate and like dead set on something? Like you live and breathe music, you know. I'm always envious of people like that. I guess we're talking about talent, you know. It's like, man, I wish I had some of that. Dog, help! Man, he's not helping at all. Maybe he's mad when I insulted him. I don't know. But yeah, and it's just such an amazing soundtrack. It's one of the ones that's like stuck with me over the years. But I guess that's kind of something that everybody already knows. You know, it's like saying Chrono Cross has good music. People are like, yup. You know, it's like you notice the sky is blue or something. Where you going, dog? If you're looking for rest, then look no further. Welcome to the Holiday Inn. There's a lot of inns. I had no idea cavemen ran so many inns. Is it called the Cave Inn? Sorry. Hope you had a good rest. Would you like... Hey! He asks me if I want to save. Now that... 4 stars. Found some water. Found some water. Again, bro. Just put it in one pot. I hope it's not called the Cave Inn. And your adventure came to an end. So yeah, now our goal is we need to get levitate so that we can get rid of that rock that was blocking the path. Let's see. I kind of drawn a blank on... Wait a minute. No, I know where that is. So we want to go up. We don't want to get massacred by these... Man, these dinosaurs run all over the place. Yeah, so Fire Eye's mentioning that she kind of created this world, because it's like a, you know, she has like a thing for like the prehistoric. I think that was actually like an early design concept for the game. I could have this wrong. There's so much on the internet now that you don't always know if what you're reading is true or if it's been, you know, kind of fluffed up a little bit. But I think the original game concept had to do with like entering and like influencing dreams, like something like that. So I can kind of see that, like in this is kind of like the final draft of that. So I think Evermore is like a really cool idea where it's not so much its own world as it is like a bunch of different pieces, and there are all these people that, you know, if you remove any one of them, it might actually make the place unstable because they kind of dreamt it up or created it. Oh my god, forgot about this. Let's get these. Heat them up with some olive oil there. Ah, I missed. I thought I'd be able to capitalize on that. Yay! Oh, we headbutt each other. Yeah, now I can actually heal my dog. Dino skin, armor. Let's heal up. Don't want to forget to equip my stuff. Yeah, shame that this game never saw the light of day. I wish Square Enix would release it in some capacity. You know, even if just for, you know, no other reason than to preserve it. It stinks that they don't seem to value. Even though the game has a following, they just don't seem to care. You know, put it on a website and let people play it in their browser. Like, do anything. But I heard they're rebooting their company, whatever that means, so maybe they'll actually do something with it. I think Brian Fedra also, I think he left on a comment on one of my videos that he tried to buy it a couple of times, but they just ignore him. So it's like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. But, you know, to again mention my immaturity, I'm still waiting for games that I like to hit the Wii Virtual Console. You know, that's how hopeful I am. I know that that service no longer exists, but I remember when it was announced, these games were the first ones that I was like, oh my god, Secret of Evermore, Lufia, I'm gonna be able to play all those games again. Nope. Because I was pretty ignorant to the whole licensing process, and yeah, okay, it was on Nintendo, but that doesn't mean that Nintendo can just willy-nilly release whatever they want, and some of these companies might not exist anymore, or they just don't care. Because I don't even remember who did the first Lufia game. Is that Taito, or I don't remember who did it. Wasn't Square associated with Lufia eventually? Was it from 2 on? I really don't recall, but it's just a matter of companies they just don't care, which I think kind of stinks. At the same time, I mean, what are you going to do, force them? So that's where emulation really becomes the last bastion for some of these games, because I mean, this will probably never come out again. I think it's worth a remaster. I don't know if any fans have done that, but I know some fans added a 2-player mode. That's something that people made. So this would be another maze. I'm going to embarrass myself by constantly going the wrong way. So I don't think I want to go up. Wait, maybe I do. No, I think I did already. Alright. That's where ADHD really sucks, because I forget things that happened mere seconds ago. Okay. Wait, isn't there one that's just down here? No, this is the one I'm thinking of. So I went to the right, on the left. I think this is the one that I want. Whee! Yup. Found it. Can you imagine this? Oh my god! My legs! This guy's up here with his crock pot. Another fine blend. Nice nose, good color. Hi. You wouldn't know how to get into the volcano from here, would you? Aren't I in it? The volcano, no. None but that way that would turn an adventurer into ash and molten bones. Pardon me? The only way that I know to enter the volcano is straight into the crater. Of course, come to think of it, you could try the catacombs at the base of the volcano. I've seen a passage, but it's blocked by a big rock. Levitation, that's a good solution. You can lift rocks and other heavy objects by using the levitate formula. I'll give it to you right now. Levitate. The formula requires a mud pepper and water. Travel to the east from the base of the volcano, you'll find mud peppers in the swamp. Of course he doesn't have any to sell. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, you thought I sold those? You gonna ask me to save? Mark of a gentleman. At least I'm accumulating a little bit of money here. Yeah, he is a true gentleman. Guess I just die to get down. Yep. Fall like a monkey or a gorilla scratching his armpits. It's the most awkward fall ever. Alright. So now we know where to go. Just don't want one of these to hit me back on the little platforms that'll send me right back up. I know. Where'd you go? Did dog kill him? Oh, I thought I dodged that. Yeah, dog attack's now level 2, so the dog can charge up. If I tell him, you can give him commands. Oof. Oh, I really should be using the spear, because it's going to be very important. I can't hit this guy. I'm embarrassing myself. Oof. Should go back to the cave-in and get my HP back. Boy, this dinosaur is like, take out the Avengers. I was hoping the dog would get this guy. He didn't. Because, yeah, we're going to need to throw the spear, so I really should be using that. It's like the beginning of the game. You need certain things, or you just make the game harder for yourself. Because, yeah, there's a boss coming up where if you can throw the spear, which you charge it up to do that, so I need to at least level it up once. The boss gets infinitely easier. Spear can also take out shrubbery. And you don't have a lot of time. Oh, nice, dog. You don't have a lot of time to do it. I mean, I basically got to do it in this area and the swamp before I get to that boss. Found some water. Alright, cave in. Think I get a discount for coming back? Nope. He's just gonna stand around while I sleep. Creepy. Oh god, he's getting closer. He's like, get up, get up, get up, get up. He's like, your time's up. Well, that was an awkward rest. Alright, see you later. Let's go get our mud pepper. Yeah, I wish I knew more about the development of this game. It's one of those things I just like to read about every now and then. You know, I have a weird mind, and I just think it's a fascinating idea to think about the adults who, when you're a kid, are just, you know, doing their job, right? They're just making, like, these innocent, you know, just making a video game, right? Whatever. It's a video game. They're not really doing anything. And some of them, I'm sure, thought that, you know, that this game had flopped and failed, and, you know, I'm sure they probably weren't proud of it, or maybe not for many years they weren't. But you don't think of, like, the effect that it has on, you know, the lives that you touch through making something. And people you don't even know and you've, like, never met. You know, and you can leave this lasting impression on someone. And it's crazy that it can work that way. But I guess you have the same thing with books and music, movies, you know, all that stuff. It's like, you never meet the people who made it, a lot of times, but it leaves an impression. The beasts in these parts are very dangerous. You should stock up on life-giving items. Yeah, that'd be nice. Buy a couple of these. Some, ooh, pixie dust. What? Snort that. Remember the creepy guy in Mario RPG who watches you sleep on a box? Yeah. I love that he charges you and then you're like, so, where's my room? And he's like, see this crap behind me? There you go. And yeah, they actually programmed him in to, like, watch you, and then doesn't he, like, run away when you wake up? It's like, what's going on here? That was a fantastic remake for the Switch. I love Mario RPG. I was listening to the soundtrack for that today. Man, my heel stinks. I gotta level that up. Oh yeah, these little, like, hippo things. They can be hard to hit. And here's the swamp. Oh man. They remind me of, like... Oh, they remind me of something. What RPG is it? Is it one of the Dragon Quest games that has, like, the little mouse? The little mice enemies that will... Oh, it's Earthbound, I think. How could I get that wrong? Yeah, the freaking mice that'll, like, mess you up. They get lots of smash attacks. I don't know why, they just remind... They don't look like them, but they remind me of... They hit hard. They're like these little hippopotamus things. Ooh, bug, we want those. I think that's another beacon point up there, once you get the Josephine flying machine. Robotnik's mean bean flying machine. Come on. Heal just to level it up. But yeah, this game, you know, not being received well, and the North American development of video games from Square Enix getting canned. You know, I mean, I guess you have games today that come out like the Hi-Fi Rush game that are received very well, you know, and they still shut down studios. So I mean, I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder, you know what I mean? It's like, I guess money's the only thing that matters. But yeah, not to me. I love this game. I can understand people's criticisms of it. There are a couple points where it's a little maze heavy. There are a couple points where you have to step on specific spots to kind of trigger puzzle hints. I think one involves throwing a spear. And if you just never step on that specific spot, it can be frustrating. So I do understand. But, excuse me. But at the same time, I feel like the good outweighs the bad. Not bad for... I think another criticism that was made of this game after it had already released is the dev team realized they put the final save point a little far from the end boss. And I think they were like, oh, whoops. But yeah, that's what games looked like before they had the ability to be patched. You had something like that, well, whatever, tough, you know, the game's out. I imagine the only time it got recalled is if something was seriously wrong with it. Man, I just gotta use it on me alone because I'm getting stomped. Boss coming back. Ooh, buddy. See, I gotta get this spear leveled up so I can... Oh yeah, there we go. Speaking of criticisms, you might not think to kill that thing. You might think, it's a dead end, whatever, I'm out of here. Just made the lily pads appear. I'd forgotten about that, so... Good thing I was fighting them. So yeah, I get it, you know, I do. Some people really don't like this game. It's a valid criticism, you know, unless you're somebody like me that goes around and fights everything like a psycho. You're not necessarily going to trigger that, because nobody tells you. Ah, man, they hit you quick. You know, and then if you just constantly come back to this and you're like, oh, no, dead end, you're never going to... You know, it's mostly out of frustration. You might kill that enemy and be like, oh. It's like the nerd when he's like, oh, you can just walk over it. It's like, oh, you just have to kill that thing. That's all I had to do. But why would you think that? It's not a special looking enemy. So, yeah, I get it. Because I've watched people sing this game's praise and I've watched people tear it apart. And I get it. But... You know, I played it as a kid, so I feel like I had a lot of patience when you're a kid. You know, you figure it out. It was just, that's what you do. Ew, oil? I mean, I guess it's not exactly the cleanest of swamps. Oof. Man, it stinks when you miss and they clock you. There we go, there's another one. But at least once you know... You know. Oh, goofy sound effects. Here, bug. It's my spear. How's my spear doing? Let's check in. 62. Alright, gotta get that sucker up to 100, and then we'll be in much better shape to take on the boss, because I'm gonna need a way that I can reach it. And that's just best accomplished through the spear, because alchemy can reach the boss, but as you can see, I'm not doing too hot for ingredients, so you can kind of mess yourself up. Back yourself into a corner if you're not ready. I don't know if I got turned around or if I'm going the right way. care any more petals? I should have used one. I guess if I see another heap. There you go. Nectar! At least that's a good healing item. I want to check out up here, though. Nope. Blast the... Actually, no, I want that bug, because mosquitoes are a great source of weapon points for your weapons, because they die in one hit if you can hit them. So, why wouldn't you level up your weapon? Mosquito. That's good. It's always good to level up. Get your health back. Yeah, in a way, this game kind of reminds me a little bit of BioShock, in how I believe the dev team, the head guy, what's his name? Blanking on it. He said they didn't make the best boss battles. You can really see that of BioShock. You're like, ooh, you get to that end boss, and you're just like, what is this, a Crash Bandicoot game? Like, it's bad. And I feel like, you know, the dev team for this one, you know, inexperienced as they were, I'm not trying to talk trash about them. They were kind of a little heavy, reliant on the mazes. But some of them are better than others. Like, I do like the sewer maze. It just makes sense. You know, you're in a sewer. I know I'm, like, sidetracked here. I'm trying not to miss anything. Can I come from this way? But then you do have one later that involves, like, teleports, and I don't like that one because that just kind of feels like a Mega Man puzzle, where you're like, ugh, you know, it's like, really, I'm just gonna go through teleporters till I randomly guess. Okay, I did get to one. Sorry about that. ADHD brain. I don't wish it on anybody. It's fairly crippling. It's probably another reason I don't like the 40-hour work week. I have trouble remembering things that even happened moments ago. And talking eats up the whole 2 kilobytes of memory that my brain has at its disposal. So, oh wait, there's an item box. Yeah, blame that on the 40-hour work week. I feel like I've just had the creativity sucked out of me, which is another reason I'm here. Gotta get out of the... Gotta start doing what I want to do and not what some mindless job wants me to do, you know what I mean? Just had enough of that. Had enough of that. To last me a lifetime. I could retire and I wouldn't miss it. I do not get bored. My mom used to say that, never understood it. Now I do. I don't get bored. I don't suffer from boredom. I'll walk, I'll read a book. I will go do something. I like the sound effects in the game. Yeah, this game pushed it. You know? It's... The ambiance is, like, insane in this. It's a Super Nintendo game. Like... bugs, you know, you got the swamp sounds. When you go into a cave, there's like that rumbling sound. I don't know if that's supposed to be like the wind blowing. Especially this first area, too, is really where you get hit with a lot of the like sound effects for the soundtrack. You know, it's not so heavily based on the music like games traditionally are. And I think that's probably why the second area in the game is my favorite, because I think that's really where I think some of the best tracks are. Third area is also very, very good. But yeah, so I gotta kill that guy. See what I mean? To get that lily pad to appear. So I do understand when people say they don't like... But that's just how games were, you know, back in the day. You know, it's like, they don't hold your hand. and this is Super Nintendo. Like, geez, you want to play some real bad ones. At least they're not telling me to look at the back of the box, you know, to get the solution to the puzzle there. But I'm not saying that was a bad choice. I'm just saying, at least they're not. I already forgot what that was. Oh my god. I belong in a nursing home. Come on. Yay, that's what I wanted. Oh, thank the gods that did not take me forever. I apologize for anybody watching. I just... Memory's not what it used to be. Alright, so I think we got it leveled up just in time. Because I think El Bosso is up here. It's got cool boss music. Yeah, there we go. See the freaking snake? Hey kid, give me a hand with this snake. It's getting out of control. Because yeah, if you haven't leveled up the spear, this guy's a lot harder to hit. But now, I can just do it easy. Look at that. So it becomes a game of kind of like rinse and repeat. Then of course you gotta watch out for the fires. Good stuff. Ooh, that was close. Oh, I missed him. How's that even possible? Throw a rocket. Yeah, take that. 4 HP. I love that this thing can breathe like spiritual fire. Oh, I guessed wrong. Ah! No, oof. Yeah, I should actually try fighting this guy one time without using the spear, because it's not really sure. Maybe the axe could reach him. Oh, I hate that. The fire got in the way. It's like good old hitboxes. Dog up. Should use defend so I don't get my butt stomped so hardly. But I don't know if I should be wary of those like stat boosting alchemies. I don't know if it's only the agility one that can mess up, but I don't know. I don't want to have my stats like permanently altered. But yeah, that stunk when that happened. Needless to say, I did not finish that save file. I think that was an emulator years and years ago. Oh, dog got him. Nice. It's like Medusa's husband or something. Oof. That was a mistake. I was trying to get around that fire and I just got clocked. Boom, get out of here. Come on, dog. Clear the way, clear the way. Come through, come through. Got him before he got me. Yeah, this is basically what you do. Not the best boss in the world, but made a lot easier by the spear. And your charge attacks usually hurt pretty decently, so... Let's stay out of harm's way, get him like that, defend him off. Alright, well... Yeah, that's not gonna last very long because it's like level 0. Oof. Yeah, I can't attack them because I'm holding on to my weapon charge. Oh man, I'm like right where he's munching. There we go. Got some HP, this snake does. This thing's got some health. Where are you popping up? Where are you popping up? Ow. Over here. Oh, I thought the flame was going to get in the way. Yeah, this isn't too riveting, but you can see why I use the spear, because who knows how long this would take doing it another way. Oh, sometimes, see how I tossed it twice like that? I forgot about that. Sometimes your attack can be interrupted, but you do your little... It's almost like No Guard from Star Ocean. You don't actually... Maybe No Guard's not a good example. You like parry, you don't take damage. And then when that animation ends, you will repeat the animation that just got interrupted. So I could have thrown the spear a second time, but I forgot about that. Because it's the first time it's happened on this playthrough. Yeah, good stuff. That would have really pissed him off. Oh man, I was... Clear the way, doggy. Yeah, this thing's got a lot of health. I love that. Can you imagine hitting a fire with a spear? Get out of here, fire. Oh no, how did I miss that giant face? Oh, look at those nasty, like, sunken eyes. Again! Watch my hit percentage probably glitch to negative 255. I really hope that does not happen. Yeah, it's got fantastic boss music. It's one of those... Music makes the game. Oh, doggy got him that time. Where's he popping up? Stop breathing. Wow, he's got a lot of health. I kind of underestimated. I knew he had health, but not this much. Oh, I'm stuck. Jafar, I'm stuck. I love how sometimes when he pops up, you can see his face glitch. Like into the middle here, like where I'm standing. Like you can see him like pop up there briefly, but he's actually popping up somewhere else. Alright, he's gotta be about toast. Oh, the fire got in the way, just for that. Oh my god, that text popping up, I thought he died. I was like, hey, he dies from a rock. Wowee! You can see why I'm using the spear. This is taking forever. Man, I thought he was a lot weaker. I thought he would have died, what, 2 minutes ago? Ooh, I walked into that. All right. Clock, there we go. Jeez Louise. He blows up, just like snakes do. I mean, I did find oil in the swamp. Maybe he's full of that, full of petro. Wow! That thing was even more hideous than the muck monster in the sickening of Slime City. Why did he build his house out there? What a relief! That beast was about to suck up my hut. Me with it. Thanks to you, it's sunk for sure. Good job. No problem. You can call me Blimp. I work with swamp gas and fume bugs. Oh, great. Oh, that explains the stench. I haven't noticed. Sure you haven't. Come on in, kid. No, I'm good. I'm good. Just, can we talk across the water like this? Better stay away from the fire there, buddy. It's not the great caverns of Makonda? Makonda. Wow. Makonda. Well, there was Wakanda. Now there's Makonda. But it's home. Well, if you like mud walls and leaf floors, it's pretty nice. I don't have much to offer in the way of thanks for saving my hut. But if you'd stop talking smack about my house. But I would like you to have... That's not it. It's a rupee. I can't see how this would be of much use to you. A key. A heart. Still beating heart. Nice. But not what you need. Don't throw it in the fire. Yeah, mud pepper. Please, take this mud pepper. Receive. I think later in the game they're pretty common. But yeah, that's where you get your first one. Now we can use levitate. Mud peppers have special qualities if you know the right formula. Come back and see me again if you use it up. I'll give you another one. So if you can give me another one, why don't you kind of like give me a backup, you know, 1 or 2 in case I mess this up. But he's like, nah, you get the 1. You get the 1. I hope you had a good rest. Would you like for me to record your progress? Yupperoni. Save over the game. All right. See you later. All right, blimp. Okie dokie, folks. That's been about a couple of hours. I think that's probably a good spot to call it quits. Just want to say thanks to everybody that hung out. I appreciate the comments in the chat. It was nice meeting you, Stevens. Not sure if you're still here. Your new name. Hope to see you again. Jason, Mike, thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys come back for part 2. That's a good 2-hour chunk of the game. So when I pick this up next time, we will definitely finish Prehistoria. Because what do we got? The volcano. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what volcano. And I think there's a sewer part. I don't remember, but you know, we'll get through it pretty quickly, and then it's on to the next area, which I think, you know, it's a toss-up. I like area 2 and 3 probably equally, but all right. So I hope you enjoyed. You know, good stream. See ya. All right. Thanks again. See you for part 2.